the West African nations of Niger and Benin are embroiled in a serious diplomatic dispute centered on a critical oil pipeline. The conflict, which has been simmering for weeks, has significant implications for both countries' economies and political landscapes. As tensions rise, understanding the origins and nuances of this conflict is crucial. At the heart of the conflict is an oil pipeline that transports oil from Niger to the port of Simi in Benin. This pipeline is vital for Niger's oil exports, making the landlocked country heavily dependent on Benin. Last month, Benin's decision to halt the pipeline operation sparked the latest round of hostilities. The situation further escalated when Benin arrested 5 individuals from Niger, accusing them of illegal entry into the Simi port with forged documents. Benin claims that among the arrested were 2 agents of Niger's ruling military junta. Niger, however, has denied these allegations, asserting that the arrested individuals were employees of an oil company conducting routine inspections. Niger has gone as far as to accuse Benin of kidnapping its citizens, adding another layer of complexity to the already tense relations. The roots of this diplomatic row trace back to July of the previous year, when Niger's military ousted President Mohamed Bazoum, triggering a wave of concern across West Africa. This coup was the 6th successful one in the region since 2020, causing neighboring democracies to fear similar uprisings. In response, these nations, including Benin, adopted a stringent stance against Niger's new military regime, even contemplating military intervention. Niger, wary of an invasion, closed its border with Benin, severely impacting Benin's economy. Historically, Benin has served as a crucial conduit for trade in the region. With the border shut, Niger began importing goods through alternative routes, exacerbating Benin's economic woes. In an attempt to pressure Niger into reopening the border, Benin leveraged the oil pipeline issue. The pipeline in question connects Niger's oil-rich Agadem region to the port of Simi. Currently, Niger's oil production stands at about 20,000 barrels per day, but the pipeline could increase this output to 90,000 barrels daily. Such an expansion promises a significant boost to Niger's economy, potentially increasing oil revenue 5-fold. This financial uplift is crucial for Niger, especially as it strives to recover from the economic instability following the coup. Benin, aware of its strategic position, demands that Niger reopen the land border to restore the previously robust trade relations. Despite a reduction in post-coup hostilities, Niger remains cautious. The junta remembers Benin's support for a military intervention and thus prefers to keep the border closed as a safeguard against potential threats. The beginnings of the pipeline project. The Niger-Benin pipeline project was conceived as a collaborative effort to bolster economic development and strengthen regional ties through shared infrastructure. The initial agreement was signed in early 2017, marking a significant milestone in the bilateral relations between the two countries. The deal was aimed at constructing a 1,980-kilometer pipeline that would transport crude oil from Niger's Agadem oil field to the Benin coast, facilitating export to international markets. The Agadem field, discovered in 2008, holds vast reserves of crude oil, promising substantial economic benefits for Niger, a country that has historically grappled with poverty and underdevelopment. The pipeline was seen as a crucial element in unlocking these resources, providing a direct route to the sea for Niger's landlocked oil production. The initial agreement outlined the responsibilities and financial commitments of both nations. Niger would be responsible for the extraction and transportation of the crude oil to the border, while Benin would manage the construction and operation of the pipeline within its territory. The project was expected to cost around $4 billion, with funding sourced from international investors and oil companies interested in tapping into Niger's oil reserves. The project faced numerous challenges from the outset. Securing financing was a significant hurdle, as investors were wary of the political instability in the region. Additionally, the technical and logistical complexities of building a pipeline through varied and often harsh terrains posed considerable difficulties. Despite these obstacles, both nations remained committed to the project, recognizing its potential to transform their economies. Throughout the early stages of the pipeline project, diplomatic efforts were crucial in maintaining momentum and securing the necessary support. High-level meetings between Nigerian and Beninese officials were frequent, aiming to iron out any issues and keep the project on track. The pipeline was not just an economic endeavor but also a symbol of cooperation and mutual benefit in a region often plagued by conflict and mistrust. Economically, the pipeline was expected to be a game changer for Niger. At full capacity, it was projected to transport up to 90,000 barrels of crude oil per day, significantly boosting Niger's oil exports. The revenue from these exports was anticipated to provide a much-needed infusion of funds, supporting development projects, infrastructure improvements, and social programs. For Benin, the project promised transit fees and increased economic activity associated with the operation of the pipeline and the export terminal at Simi. Despite the promising beginnings, the pipeline project soon became entangled in the broader geopolitical dynamics of the region. The coup in Niger in 2020, which ousted President Mohamed Bazoum, sent shockwaves throughout West Africa. The new military regime faced immediate international condemnation, with neighboring countries and regional organizations calling for a return to democratic governance. Benin, along with other West African nations, supported these calls, advocating for military intervention if necessary to restore democracy in Niger. This stance put Benin at odds with the new Nigerian regime, which viewed any external intervention as a direct threat to its authority. The resulting diplomatic fallout saw Niger close its border with Benin, a move that severely disrupted trade and strained relations. In recent months, the situation has further deteriorated. The arrest of 5 Nigerian nationals by Beninese authorities, accused of illegal entry and using forged documents, has added fuel to the fire. Niger has vehemently denied these allegations, accusing Benin of kidnapping its citizens. The individuals in question were reportedly employees of a Nigerian oil company, conducting routine inspections at the Simi port. This incident has escalated the already tense relations, with both countries trading accusations and hardening their respective positions. The border remains closed, and the pipeline project, once a beacon of hope for economic cooperation, now hangs in the balance. The current diplomatic impasse has significant implications for the broader region, affecting not only Niger and Benin but also the economic stability and political dynamics of West Africa as a whole. The diplomatic rift between Niger and Benin over the oil pipeline is a complex issue with deep historical roots and significant economic stakes. As both countries navigate this tense situation, the resolution remains uncertain. For now, the world watches closely, hoping for a peaceful and mutually beneficial outcome that restores stability and prosperity to this region of West Africa.
Welcome to Noble Black News, where empowerment meets truth. Our mission is to uplift and empower the Black community. We stand for truth, integrity, and representation. Our stories are your stories, told with pride and passion. Join us as we celebrate our heritage and our future. Together, we are stronger, louder, and more united. Noble Black News is your voice, your platform, your news. We bring you the stories that matter, with integrity and heart. Our commitment is to the truth, no matter the cost. We highlight the achievements and struggles of our community. Every story we tell is a step towards empowerment. We are more than news. We are a movement. Join us in making a difference, one story at a time. Together, we can change the narrative. Noble Black News, empowering our community, one story at a time.